goes. Ah, here's a hare. I was like wondering, is he a hare or a rabbit? But when I stand up, you can see the tall ears and the long legs. And the way, I mean, as fast as I can run, bloody hell. He's just stopping and his ears are circling and listening for any noises. There he goes, bloody hell. Like a bloody racehorse. Right, so you get a little bit further on and you can see where the river has bent round the left and then bent round the right again, and then you can see the second half of it going through the trees we are walking along from, where you drop down over the ford. That's where you walk along from after crossing the public footbridge. You just turn left and start coming along the bottom path, and then down to your left there's several whitewater rapids where the river's dropping down to boulders. Right, so this is the path that I was looking at, but I just decided to just go up the hill to give my legs a good workout. Well, I'll try this path this time, it's just to remind us of what it was like to walk along. Like I said, these boulders in the path, I just chuck them down there. Just trip hazards. On this one. Right, so there's another view of the river where it's snaking round and round, and you can see the sun shining off the secondary bit. So obviously the more people and sheep that walk along here, it opens it up and defines it, so you can follow it dead easy, and it's pretty flat. Right round this bend. Yeah, so the pathway is pretty much well defined, so it's easy for to make it to walk around. I'm just getting a lovely warmth from the sun shining down. Could just sit on this embankment and look up at the sun, get it on your face. So this is what we're lacking in people, sun, so you're getting vitamin D. So my advice to you is, whenever you can and the sun's out, you get out. We all need vitamin D from the sun. Keep healthy. Right, so normally I'm up there and there's a climb over turnstile post sticking up there with a yellow disc on it, so I'm normally walking along the top there, so I'm just walking parallel to it now below, cut off a corner. any walking club come up this time, they'll be up there. Oh, there's a hare just stopped right to the right here. There he goes. There's another one came in front of it and all. Just caught my eye on it, moving. So there must be loads of rabbit warrens in the side of the hill here, underneath the trees where you can't see them, for protection from predators. So I'm heading over to that corner where you can see the corner of the fence sticking up, and then when you get along there, if you keep on that bottom path 20 yards in, there's a big, huge, massive puddle of loads of water and thick mud. So you've got to take one of them little sheep's trails up the side of the embankment to get up and over the top and past it, so you don't have to wade through 6 to 8 inches of mud and water. Then obviously your boots, the clark of your boots, you make your boots feel 10 tons heavier than what they normally are when you walk along. Right, another bowl to get rid of. Oh, you bugger. Down you go. So the path just takes you along towards that corner, and I'll just be going up off to the right and then up the hill slightly, just to bypass that big huge puddle of bloody mud. I mean, obviously it won't be as bad at the moment because we're not getting loads and loads of rain, but just enough to keep it soft and mushy, which it is. Last time I went past it, checked it to see if it was still there, and sure enough, yes it is. I was coming along the A697 Coldstream Road, and I just passed I think it was Powburn, and I came up behind a bloody police van. It was a speed camera van. I thought, oh for God's sake, I thought, right, if I've got to slow down all the time and make sure I didn't try to get past him. So I just pulled up in a lay-by for to have a quick whisk and give him time to drive further on away from us, because I knew my turn off on the North Middleton and South Middleton Hall was coming up pretty soon, so I just learned to get away so I didn't have to watch me speed driving just behind them. But it was the ones that looked like gas vans, that disguised as gas vans, to scam you and trick you as usual. Anything for money. Like I say, it's got nothing to do with safety. There's a sheep just come around the corner there. There's another one. That's where I've got to go up, where that second sheep is, where they're walking over the top. Bypass that patch of really bad muddy water. But these paths I'm walking on now, it's caused by these sheep. That's what coming along there now. Look, here they come. Well, one of the farmers, like, rounding them up. All of a sudden there's just millions of them coming from somewhere. Have you noticed how they all walk in a straight line following each other? And that's why the globalists call us sheeple, because we don't think for ourselves, so we'll just follow the pack and do what everybody else is doing. That's exactly why they call us sheeple. In other words, we don't use our brains to break away from the system, we just follow suit until what you call the black sheep of the family breaks away from it and starts thinking for themselves. But that's what they don't want. They don't want a race of humans that start thinking for themselves, like capable of critical thinking. They just were all dumbed down. Right. Bear, bear. Right, so there's your wire fence at the top. So after you come up that bank where the quad bike tracks have dug in, that's where I got to when my battery went off. You go up and over the top, and then you start dropping down the hill where all your sheep are at the moment. Then there's a few more patches of mud that you've got to bypass by taking different pathways around to the right or left to get past them. It's alright if they're not too bad where we haven't had rain for a few days, but after many days of rain it's bloody horrible to try to walk through the thick mud. Like this patch would have been really clotty, muddy and full of water because it's down at the bottom of the bank. I duck down under this tree, and so you can see now where this path brings you out to. Nice, so the top one's the best one, more defined and cut in. Right, so where those sheep are going there now, that's where I've got to go up the hill. It's just to get past this big huge patch just around the corner. You can't see it from here, but when you start walking around the corner you come across it and you're going, oh shit. So to save that, I just go up the hill here now just to bypass it. Right, another boulder, get rid of. Oh, what are we doing there? That'll do. There's another one. These are the kinds that when you step on them, the roll under your foot and send you over. That's why I'm chucking them up the road. Right, so I normally go up this well-defined path here at the bottom until I get up and over around the corner and then drop back down on the far side. But you can't see the muddy puddle from here until you start getting around the corner, then you can see it, you're going, oh shit. And then I had to double back on myself and then scramble up the hill to get on one of these sheep trails. So there's that one just slightly up there, and then there's this one that I'm going to be taking. Just pick the best one for you. Whoa, you bastard. So you can hear the wind coming up through the bottom valley and whisking up here. Right, duck under the split branch. Right, that's it. Shit, man. I hate trip now, man. I just lose my balance and falling over to the right or left. Right, so you just start to go around the right hand bend there and it becomes all mush and thick mud and water, because obviously the water runs down from this hillock and just drops down there and settles, so the water never goes away. So it's just down there where the water and the mud is. So I ended up scrambling up the hill here, as you can see what other people have done as well, to get on this track to bypass it. should get 2 hours from this battery that I've got recording with now in my camera, because obviously I had it charging all last night, and I even quickly turned the power on this morning just to give it a recharge while I was getting ready. So it's obviously topped it up to its full capacity, so I should get 2 hours out of it recording at 1080p, 30 frames per second, 16:9 wide angle. That's what my camera set at. So you see where all the sheep have gone across the top there, kept next to the wire fence, as well as coming along these pathways here. Right, so over that little hill, drop down at the dip where all the cows normally stand around, because there's a bit of a stream comes down where they get a drink, so that's why they hang out there. Then come up from the dip and then just walk along to the tree line at the far side there. That's where the double gate is. Go through there, I'll climb over the turnstile up to the next gate, which is another 250 yards on. Go through that gate, then I just turn left directly and go down over the field instead of going to Middleton Hall, which you can see some of the old buildings over there straight ahead. What's left of it anyway. It's just ruins of an old building. There's not much to see. I wouldn't go out my way to walk out of it. Like, I've done it once just to satisfy my curiosity and have a look at it, to see what it was or what's left of it. Like, get rid of this and chuck it down there. That's it. It's these round ones they're the worst. If you step on that and they roll under your feet. That one's loose. Right, back down at the main grass quad bike track now. So I'll bypass getting past that big puddle of mud just round the corner there underneath the hillock. Last week I passed a couple around about here, and I just says if you can run there, go up on top of the hill or just walk along just to bypass the mud and water. I mean, they both had proper walking shoe boots on, but if you can avoid going through the mud and water so it doesn't clog your boots, so you've got more of a clean job when you get back home. Right, just up and over this slight hill here, brow of a hill, then drop down, and then there's some muddy bits down the bottom because there's a stream runs through it. Just step over that via the planks that people have put in there, help you get across. Right, so drop down at the dip here and you can see the grass track going round to the left and going over towards that wooden gate at the far corner. That's where I'm going. And here's another place you can look down to where the river's running along. Like, this is where the first time I came along here there was loads of cows here, but I just calmly walked straight through them, because like I say, I'm not frightened of cows like some people are. Right there, you can see where I'm going to be walking back along. There's a double wooden gate at the far side of that field, so I'll be walking through those trees, keeping the river to me left, and then coming through that double wooden gate, and then just walking across that field at the bottom there, and just follow it around, keep following the track all the way around, heading back towards Kerryburn. But this is what makes this walk fantastic, because of these kind of views that you've got back down at the lower valleys, where you see cold water running through, going towards where you drive over the ford, coming into from Middleton Hall. Which you can see where the stream is, you've got to cross over at the bottom. Look, there's loads of pebble stones in it, and a couple of planks where you can step onto, just to help you step across it all, so you didn't get your boots wet, or if you've got training shoes on. I'm still surprised at the amount of people that come up to do walks in training shoes instead of in white ones at that. So some people are stupid. One, they give you no support on your ankle, so if you do step on a rock and go over, you've got no support on your ankle. Yes, they're comfortable and soft to walk, but they're not practical when it comes to going through mud and water and trying to keep them clean. More tea, Vicar? Oh, want some salt and vinegar on that? There's a load of rocks, just another tree here off the collapsed wall. Right, so you can see the couple of planks that people have put in here to help step across. So I'll be walking through the double wooden gate and crossing over that grass, the field in front of you. There's normally, you see where all the cows is lying down on the top hill as well. There are hours there. So obviously people scared shitless of cows. They'll look up there and see R11 and think, oh god, and they'll end up climbing over bits of fence and arkines. But you don't have to. If the mothers have got young calves and you go near them, that's when you've got to use common sense. You just don't do that, because obviously mothers will defend their young ones to the death. So that's when the mothers start getting agitated and probably walk over towards you. So just use common sense, people. But there's no need to be afraid of cows. I've walked through many fields full of cows and bulls and got no fear at all.